Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, in the past, present, or future, wherever and whenever you are. Welcome to another edition of the Living World of Darkness cross venue with the Werewolf and Changeling venues, or Rage Across the Dreaming, I guess is what we'll call this one. Anyway, we start our scene with Charles taking a taxi down the streets of Brooklyn to meet up with Bailey. And get a chance to see his the new and improved Dodge Neon, and get some driving lessons.
Bailey is in the parking lot of the apartment she shares with the rest of her packmates. But Bailey, being the person that she is, and she's no fucking trasher, she still utilizes her Winnebago more often than she doesn't. So she will be sitting on like the stoop of the Winnebago, like twirling the keys by the key ring as she waits for Charles to arrive.
Takes standard Brooklyn time in the late afternoon by the time he finally arrives. But he pays his driver and he gets out and he waves over to Bailey as he walks on over. Hope I didn't keep you waiting too long.
Oh, you're worth the wait, sugar. Here you go. And she'll toss up the keys to him.
You'll catch him. And he looks at it. I'm assuming there's the beep beep the thing. So he clicks it just to hear in the direction it is. Boop, boop. Probably on the other side of the Winnebago.
Yeah. Let's go take a look, shall we?
That's indeed. He lets her walk him around.
Yes, the walk around Chateau de Dean, Chateau Trash Can. Anyways, to the other side of Winnebago, where this fully restored and then some Dodge Neon is parked. It's no longer the hunk of garbage it was when it was driven by a puka, but rather nice and shiny with flame detailing along the side, and inexplicably for a front wheel drive vehicle, a boiler.
Charles is looking at this because at first he doesn't believe that this is the exact same car that he had rescued from the scrap heap, and that Maxine had driven him around this death trap. And he looks at the keys, and the keys are exactly the same keys that Maxine had, and they went to the vehicle. So he looks at this like, now I would have had I known better, I would have said that this was a brand new vehicle.
Nah. I know how to work with vehicles. I have a special touch. They speak to me, you know?
I can see that, he says as he sort of takes a walk around the car. Taking it in because it's, still a Dodge Neon, but it's actually absolutely gorgeous in terms of what it was in comparison.
Now, the AC was completely shot, and the transmission it was like practically cracked down the middle. So I went ahead and replaced those all together. The chassis was salvageable, but the external components, those all had to go because they were just... There was parts where there were like holes in them. I don't know what the hell was going on with this girl before you got the car, but it was a bloody mess, man.
Well, and he's like sort of lightly shaking his head in like slight disbelief at the pure, like, it's completely transformed. It's something else, completely different. I'm almost regretting calling you Carson, he says, almost directing it to the car.
Yeah, I think it could handle a rename too. Now, if you'll go ahead and open up the car, I'll give you a look at you. We can discuss the interior.
Okay, and he goes ahead and he opens it up.
Now, it originally had the old cloth interior, which is absolutely terrible. After a while, the sun will bake it like clean open. So I went ahead and I managed to scrounge up some leather, and I took it over to my buddy across town. He's like an expert at upholstery, right? And so we refinished the interior to match the car, and they don't really make tape decks anymore. So so I went ahead and replaced it with this thing. I don't know if you got the Bluetooth thing going on with your phone. I didn't really get to test it because my phone doesn't have that sort of situation going on. But if you want to try, just turn on the car and hook up your phone to the music.
Okay. He does so. And he does the link up.
And starting up the car, by the way, you notice it no longer takes 20 minutes.
It's just like he sort of blinks as though surprised, like that is that right? Is that how it's supposed to work? Before he managed to get his phone out, and he brings it up. He brings up his playlist, syncs it, and T-Swift's Shake It Off starts blaring through the speakers.
Ugh, well, that's real cute there. I mean, it's not my personal taste, but to each their own, right? She says that she just kind of subtly goes to turn it down a little.
As he's just sitting there, as he's just like, the music's going and the car's there, and he's like staring at it. Like he's in the driver's seat right now, and he's just like in bewilderment because, it's so completely different.
Now, I know last time we talked, you said you didn't know how to drive this thing. So unless you want to leave it here and visit it on the reg, and I don't mind because I like seeing your pretty face, you should probably learn how to drive this thing post haste.
Well, I think I should. Well, now that you mention it, that might not be a bad idea. He thinks about it for a moment. You know what? Before I go and do whatever needs to be done to get that license, how about you take me for a spin in it?
You want me to drive?
He hands the keys to her.
Yeah, all right. Make sure you buckle up tight, sweets.
Mm-hmm. And he gets in there, and for a moment, he's like almost relaxed because now the car doesn't feel like a death trap. I feel like he's going to die at any moment.
Oh, what?
Boy, is that going to change real fast.
Let's see. So many more dice. Let's see. 1, 2, 3.
I'm sure you have a driving specialty at this point.
So yeah, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes. So Bailey buckles up, pulls the seat like a little further back so she can like lean as she drives.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on to your ass, sweetness. She says. She like revs the car a little unnecessarily for an automatic because whatever. But
pops the emergency brake.
And yeah, she'll like speed around the parking lot of this place and like weave out into New York traffic, which is ass-achingly slow.
But at the same time, he's not expecting the this full stunt show to happen. So he's expecting, of course, Maxine's usual like reckless driving through everything. Mm-hmm. But he's not expecting, the full like Tokyo Drift sort of thing around the Winnebago and then right into the traffic and going. So he's like going, oh geez.
see. Uh, do you got like one of them GPS things on your phone? We can see if there's like a driving track around here. It might be a nice place to teach you how to drive without, you intermingling with these nice innocent folks around here.
She's just zooming through everything.
She knows how.
As he's sort of one hand still gripping like the edge of the seat or something like that. He manages to get his phone out, and he manages to pull up like a drive. There probably is a driving track. I assume there is.
Yeah, there's like a real posh one for an automotive country club. You would never let Bailey in with a Dodge Neon with flames on the side.
They'd probably be startled at the most posh Dodge Neon in the world. But the only luxury model. One of a kind this is.
So we'll say they find a driving track, which Bailey can get them to quickly because traffic is somebody with Drive 3's game.
Yeah, with Drive 5 and 6 successes, she's just like, woo, 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 woo. Outpacing the cops.
Let him try and catch me. I know a guy.
Yeah, he's right here.
Bailey knows many guys.
Many guys. Many guys. He knows guys.
I know a guy. He probably doesn't want to see me in his workplace.
He's my parole officer.
Oh no. So anyways, yeah, she will she'll pull into this driving track with the continued flair of unnecessary showmanship.
Yeah. Trying to impress Charles while at the same all it's really doing is making him more afraid of his life.
Well, unlike with Maxine's driving of like swerving in and out of traffic, it may seem scary, but it is much less ominous.
Yeah.
Yes. She has the control of someone who knows what she's doing.
Yes. Which is something he picks up on and eventually starts to manage to relax by the time they get there.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's see you do it now.
Me? Well, he sort of looks at that. All right, let's give this a go. And they trade spots, and he gets in there. So I don't have any drive.
Yeah, so it's going to be straight deck stiff 7.
Yep, straight deck stiff 7. Let's see how this goes. Luckily, Bailey is there, so maybe she can pull the emergency brake if need be. So
we'll hope for the best.
Well, no botch, but it definitely wasn't succeeding. He stalled on an automatic. How did he do that? No, that's a botch. But anyway, no, it's just a failure. No botch, just no success.
All right, now I had assumed, I guess, that you had at least been in like a go-kart before, but that pedal is the gas, and that's the brake. So get your foot off the brake.
Oh, okay. And then as soon as he does, it starts going in reverse.
Okay. Whoa. Put it back.
He puts it back.
See this stick right here. Mm-hmm. It tells you which way you're going, hon.
Reverse, right? That's reverse. It's D is drive, right?
Yes, D is for park. So if you don't mind,
he pushes it forward, and now he lets go, and it starts moving forward. Just a snail's crawl pace.
Because he hasn't hit the gas.
Exactly.
Put off the gas. Look at that, you're driving.
I guess I am. You want to pick up speed? We're going to be here all day.
That's up to you. I'm in the passenger side. Now, what you
Okay.
want to do is just with your toe, not with your whole foot, honey. Just with your toe, you're gonna put it on the gas.
Okay, and he starts pushing it, and I mean, he puts it a little too hard because he's not sure, and it just goes.
Okay, I'm gonna roll mine to see if I can have any like rescue dice available. Oh god, like one success. Jesus, Bailey. With that one success, she yanks on the emergency brake. She starts gunning it. No. You've seen your feet, right?
I would hope so. I see them every day.
All right. You know what a toe is, right?
Mhm.
I'm not saying that you're stupid. That would be real mean of me to say, but I am saying you're pretty enough to have gotten away with being stupid.
I'm sorry. He probably wouldn't actually be laughing, but I am. Mm-hmm.
So just the one toe, the big toe. You're gonna gently tap on the gas just to slowly start accelerating.
He taps it and he goes forward and he taps and
And Bailey kind of bobs along with the yeah, that's real cute.
He manages to eventually figure out that he needs to like hold it to a certain point before in order to keep it maintain a certain speed. But he manages to finally do that, and it starts going around.
All right. Now you need to start like preparing to turn before you actually get to the turns. Because if you just decide to like wait until the last second, you're gonna start whipping the car around.
and he does. He does it a bit early, but luckily it's not like too early where he was going to like actually crash into anything. But it definitely was like way too early to start that turn.
So so how come you never learned how to drive? Yeah, you're how old now?
38.
So it's a long time.
Wasn't needed. I never needed to learn how to drive.
My mom stopped me when I was like 12. So, you know, had to occasionally take the old pickup to the gas station so she could grab some smokes or a beer or something.
I'm assuming this must have been more countryside.
Mm, not so many people pay attention in Jersey.
And he takes a moment. He's starting to go through the Rolodex of memories, but then he brings himself back into focus when he realizes he needs to start turning now.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Eyes on the road.
Sorry, I don't know. He's like he's sort of frowning because he's not able to actually go through the memories to see what he knows about Jersey at the moment. He's because now there's two because not that he's not that his 6 intelligence or anything. These are alien memories he has to sift through, and
just be in the moment here. Just try not to get too wistful. It's all right for me. I'm in the passenger side, but if you need me to stop, I can stop.
No, that's fine. It's just I don't know if I've never been to Jersey, so I wouldn't know.
You're not missing much. At least the part I'm from, it's just a bunch of houses on wheels. You know?
Oh, so what's the word? not mobile homes. The
Trailer park.
trailer parks. That's it. Trailer parks. He seems a bit frazzled because I think with him trying to actually go through the trying to get through the memories and then realizing, oh shit, I should be driving.
Not a great multitasker.
At least not in the mental place. Not right now.
Split your dice pool, Charles.
Split your dice pool. Can you remember? Or can you drive?
No.
You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge a ball.
And you can dodge a neon.
Right. Dodge a neon. Anyway, but yeah, so he starts trying to get like himself back into things. Oh.
This is it's driving a car, not like riding a bicycle through the mud uphill. You shouldn't be breaking a sweat.
Well, this is my first time behind the driver's seat, so.
Well, it's a nice car. It's you gotta work with it, you know, find your groove and just sort of let yourself be in the moment. If you think too much, you're gonna overthink and you're gonna whatever the fuck it is you're doing right now.
Be in the moment. Be in the moment. It says he mutters to himself as he starts to go. I'm gonna make another drive just to see how well he's doing now.
Just to see if he kills us all.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually spend willpower on this one. So I've got it. It's getting replenished tomorrow. So I'm getting 3 points back tomorrow.
Oh Lord.
Dex. Wow, that's a good thing I spent that willpower.
Yup.
Once again, no successes. He's not doing well. Perhaps it also is something than the fact that his previous thing of trying to get some inspiration earlier today also seemed a little blocked. He seems like not really all too certain about himself in this place. This place is weird. It's weird.
Bailey just kind of leans over, whispers to the car, I am so sorry. Oh, right. Tell me where I lost you.
Well, I think it's the being in the moment thing. I'm trying not to turn too far ahead, and he's. I think he manages, like, he puts on the brake for a moment, and they come to the stop, and he
Do you need to talk? I'm a good listener.
I think there's a lot of things going on. Lots of confusion. Oh no, I don't feel oriented here at the moment.
So,
This isn't like me. I've never had this sort of an issue. This is
it's all right. You know, it's your friend's car. It's your first time driving. It's a lot to take in all at once. You know, the last person that you knew behind the wheel, besides my lovely self, was your friend, and you said she's gone, right?
He nods at that. Yes.
So you got a lot to process, and you know, Sometimes these things are a little rough. Um, Here's a mental exercise. Instead of being you for a moment, be someone else. Someone who knows how to drive, preferably.
Sort of pauses at that. Thinks for a long moment, and he looks into the rear view mirror and he's looking at himself, but he sees another image looking back at him. For a brief moment, he's staring at not Kararis, but he's looking at Charles. All right. Let's see. I'm actually going to use Remembrance to give him 2 points in drive.
Yay.
So I'm going to have 5 dice to roll, and I'll still spend willpower. And I think he'll have those 2 points. Oh, I'll have to reread the Remembrance roll again. I think it's just for the rest of the scene that he has it. But oh, wow. Charles, 1, 2, 3, 4 successes with the willpower. And it's almost like a complete different transformation as he pulls upon not his memories, not the memories of Kararis, Keeper of the Chime and Word, but of Charles, Egar. And then suddenly, like, it's almost like a complete transformation, a transition as he goes... almost like he's like it's something a little more natural.
That's much better. Now, do you know how to park?
Well, let's find out. He says as he brings it on over, and it's like a pretty good, smooth. It's clear, still some beginning stuff, but it's still way better than what he's been doing.
There's a big improvement there.
I think I just had to stop thinking like myself for a moment.
I give excellent advice.
And he's sort of I mean, though he's parked, and he's just still sort of staring, like, at the rear view mirror, staring into Charles for just a moment. Not too long. Tell me someone else. Well, want to do a few more laps. I think I'm starting to get a hang of this.
Absolutely. I got nowhere else to be.
All right. That he starts driving off, and like I said, it's clear he's got the steadiness of it. He's taking his turns well. He's getting his parking. They do a few things which they're like, practicing turns and stuff, like 3-point turns, backing up, things like that. He's doing really well, all things considering.
Look at that. You're practically a natural.
I think once my mind got focused, I think that's all it needed.
Well, whatever works for you. When we do leave, I should probably be the one who takes us out on the streets. Not to doubt your capabilities. Just if you get pulled over, I can get a ticket. You'd probably get us taken away.
Of course. All right. I guess it's time to switch out then.
Sure. So where am I driving this thing to?
He directs her to the address in Manhattan. There's a parking spot I have set up for it.
Great. And she'll start driving all the way from Brooklyn to Manhattan.
Yep.
Real posh place, Manhattan.
Hmm. Well, that's where I moved. That's where I lived. Parents weren't going to settle for anything less than something accommodating.
I mean, is that what you want though? You're 38 years old. You can't be worrying about pleasing mommy and daddy your whole life.
Oh, I haven't been worrying about that for the last year.
Well, that's nice.
Actually, I think haven't been worrying about that too. Actually, after all, I'm not in the career choice they wanted for me.
Oh no? What they want for you?
They were hoping I'd go into business or politics. Heck, they were sort of happy in the idea that I was going with psychology, get a good cushy therapist job, you know, do something with my life in that regards. But no, criminal psychology wasn't where they were expecting me to go.
You like the thrill of the chase, huh?
Putting the pieces together, figuring the individual out.
And that makes you happy?
It might have. Not so sure. Not so sure all that much right now.
Care to elaborate, or is that just one of those like enigmatic things where you're like, I'm not as happy as I should be, but
Well, unfortunately, it's a mystery to me, so I'm still figuring that out.
I should roll Bailey's Drive to find out how quickly they actually make it.
This is the place where they die.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it is not the place where they die. Like I said, she is like stunningly competent. If she's driving recklessly.
Them supernaturals, they had it again. Just jumping it off skyscrapers.
How'd she even get it up there?
Yeah.
Gaia.
Gaia guided her there.
Yeah. The Umbra. I forgot what we were talking about before I rolled.
The ominousness about being happy with what he's doing in his life.
Yeah. Yeah, you are you being vague? Do you want to elaborate? Expand?
Well, I was happy with the job for a while. I mean, it was something thrilling, something intriguing, getting to meet people regardless of their situations, puzzle things out, have a good mystery on your hands, and understand the motivations of people, of why they would do the things they do. And do the right thing, bring people in. But not too long after Maxine died, I think I've been having to reevaluate some things.
Sounds rough.
Oh no, maybe it's the midlife crisis coming in. Maybe I want to do something more than just hunting down criminals or mental abusers or serial killers or whatnot.
Have you ever thought about like helping people instead of punishing? Like instead of directing a focus at the people who are doing all the shitty things in the world, because there's always going to be people doing shitty things, but redirecting, and you find the people that like are being walked on, and you help them.
Then he sort of blinks at that, like not that that's not something that was never considered, but it's like he doesn't understand the difference. But
well, look, I got an errand I've been meaning to get to. There's lots of hungry people in this city, right? And there's absolutely nothing worse than being hungry, like the real hungry, like that hollowed out feeling, and that's what these people got. I recently came into a little bit of unexpected dosh, and I figured I'd spread the wealth, just if I can make sure that a couple of people don't go to sleep tonight feeling like their soul's gonna crawl out of their fucking mouth, then just so they can feel something on their tongue that I've done something right.
And
it might help you take your stuff out of your head for a bit.
Why not? Let's try something new.
She'll pull into like a McDonald's parking lot of all places, because they have like dollar burgers.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to come in, and you're gonna like wait with the car, because we're gonna probably have to walk a bit afterwards.
No, come on out.
And she will go inside McDonald's and order about 50 $1 cheeseburgers, and then like another 25 like fish fillets, which she will explain. Some people keep kosher, and the whole like mixing dairy and meat together doesn't like fly well with them. So you get them a fish fillet, and that way they're not doing that like beggars can't be choosers, because that's some shitty way of thinking. Just because you're hungry doesn't mean you should have to like sacrifice the things that you consider important.
I can see that.
It's degrading enough being hungry. You shouldn't have to sacrifice your morality or anything. And she'll take the large bag of hamburgers, and so now we go out and see who's got a hole to fill. That sounded wrong. She's, you know what I mean. And she'll like head out into the sidewalk and streets of New York looking for people, and there are plenty, because that is the nature of New York.
Mm-hmm. And Charles follows along, and he's watching this. He's watching as she's interacting with these people, and giving them just that small little bit of kindness, watching them go by.
Being what she is, she probably doesn't get like the nicest reception from people. It's not like like overwhelming gratitude, but more along the lines of like, yeah, I'll take this burger.
Yep.
Yeah. You will take it. I'll shove it down your throat. Have a good one, sir. because she she does lack a certain finesse.
Yeah.
Sometimes people don't know what's good for them, you know?
I actually might want to do a perception psychology roll on just the people's reactions around her, because he did hear something about how people are affected around werewolves recently. Thanks,
Oh, no.
Rebecca.
God damn it, Rebecca. My secrets are mine.
1, 2, 3, 4 successes. It's probably enough for him to realize it's her presence that's causing these people to react a little.
Yeah, she doesn't have like a lot of rage. She is a ragabash, but it's still enough for people to be like,
Excuse me. And the thing of the matter is, and it's not even necessarily because of her looks or something. There's just something else underlying, some gut instinct that makes them shy away. He himself is not bothered by it. He's like, things to look into later.
Yeah, you do that. She has an iron crowbar. Come at me and break the litany for me.
I dare you. I double dare you. Well, he was also warned they're also very he was also warned they're very like, you know, protective of things. So he's probably not going to breach that conversation just yet. I think I just spilled something, so I'm going to be right back. One moment. Luckily, it didn't get on my keyboard keys, so.
Huzzah.
Yep, just the drawer, the whatever it is, whatever this is. I don't even. Anyway. But yeah, even then, he's still observing and watching, you know, even though as they leave, as they're having their food and stuff, just that brief moment of watching people get some measure of maybe not hope, but something that sets them on a something to give them a moment to convince themselves to keep going. Excuse me. It's intriguing, strange.
There are probably a handful of homeless individuals who aren't off put by Bailey, by the way. Like she'll have like a couple of minutes of like conversation. Hey Theo, how you doing? I brought you a fish sandwich.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself. Take one for Joni. Toss a couple of sandwiches to him. Keep moving along. Do you want to hand out some sandwiches? Or are you just gonna watch me and my pretty face do all the hard work?
He sort of blinks for a moment and he goes, "Sure, I'll do that." And he takes the sandwich. And he puts on that smile, which of course just seems a bit too sharp.
You think Bailey's unnerving?
Yeah. Yeah, good old murderous Maine. +1 difficulties to show social roles for normal people when trying to be charming. Yay. Anyway, so Charles, of course, goes about and starts handing out his share of sandwiches to people, and he's like, "This is for you. You have yourself a good day, sir or ma'am."
Does he say sir and or ma'am to people?
Well, he says "sir" to the sirs, "ma'am" to the ma'ams.
I was gonna say, that is like the shittiest thing to say, sir and or ma'am. It's not a form. Don't ask them to circle one. And yeah, I'm sure they will either run out of street or run out of people eventually.
They'll probably run out of food eventually too. So
yeah. So see, that's what I mean. And I know they're gonna be hungry again tomorrow. But you know, for today they can go to sleep without the insides eating them. How did it make you feel?
Sort of. He takes a moment. He thinks about that. I don't know.
Well, who would know?
I haven't figured that out.
She just gives him a weird look. You'll have to peony if you want anything into that weird look, but it's just a weird look.
Yeah. Well, he's probably more in focus of like trying to figure out it, because today's been a weird day. Especially with this driving stuff. Is like he called upon Charles, his experiences, to teach him how to drive. He had to become someone else, someone that he didn't like being. And he's also been very distracted by, he was doing that project, and then suddenly he just, what I don't know, just blocks, doubt, confusion. And even now, this him going out, giving these sandwiches, how is he supposed to feel? He doesn't know. Does he even feel anything about it? He was just handing out sandwiches to people. Was he supposed to feel something? He doesn't know. In fact, he's not quite sure he actually does feel anything about it, aside from the fact this was just something that he did. He sort of puts his fingers to the bridge of his nose, and he I'm sorry, Bailey. It's been a long day. And I think a lot of things are catching up to me.
That's fair enough. Come on, I think McDonald's is back this way. I can get you the rest of the way to your apartment. Catch the subway back or something.
Well, I wasn't going to make you have to take the subway system back. I was going to offer to get you an Uber.
It's fine. Underground with the other rats.
Well, if that's what's going to make you feel comfortable, I'm not going to argue otherwise, but I would insist trying to at least make sure you get a ride safely home.
Who's going to mess with me?
I don't know. I just figured I'd be polite.
I appreciate it. And, it's it's an appreciated gesture. Maybe take that money that would have gone towards an Uber and do some more distribution of wealth.
Feed some hungry bellies.
If it helps you connect, imagine someone you care about. Imagine them at their absolute worst.
Good night, Mama.
And anytime you're helping out a complete stranger, just imagine that person's face at the complete worst. And what you're doing for them, you're doing for your person you actually care about. It'll help you connect. I like to imagine my mom. She worked herself to death. It's hard, you know, having a shitty job and raising a kid. My dad was nowhere around, you know. So she did what she could, and all the universe gave her for it was an early grave.
I'll try it. I'll give it a try.
She'll, as they're walking and talking, they'll arrive back at the car. She'll unlock the thing, you know, continue them on their path towards Charles's apartment.
After all you did with the with his car, why do you keep the Winnebago the way it is?
I don't know. I like it. It's one of those things, you know. It's like nobody's gonna mess with it or break into it or think that there's anything of value in it. So I'm gonna be left the hell alone, you know. Nobody's gonna be like, "Hey, let's get together at Bailey's Winnebago." It's a place that's it's mine and usually just me. So it's hard to find a place where you can just be alone with your own head for a bit, especially in this stupid city. You start sprucing it up and making it hospitable, and people are gonna be like, "Hey, let's go have a brewski in the Winnie."
Well, maybe next time when we have to have a drive, maybe we'll have a brewski in the Winnie. Who knows?
I'd like that. You don't seem like the kind of person who'd like pop by unannounced.
Oh, I usually try to give people a bit of a heads up if I can. Can't always guarantee it. Especially if I've never met them before.
Well, you've met me. So I feel like we've got at least got that going for us.
That indeed we do.
I'd hate for you to swing by and I'm out of town or something, you know. Well, I'm a world traveler.
How are you? Where have you been?
Out and about. I'm sure you wouldn't have heard of it.
Out and about.
She says, with the understatement of the year.
Yeah, you know, we went to Africa for a brief month. No big deal.
Blew up some small villages with a very large gun.
No, just small things.
Stop for groceries.
Gonna get my tank.
Someday. So yeah, eventually Bailey pulls into the parking lot. So where I'm supposed to park this thing?
Yes, he points it. It's actually more like the parking garage, actually, because it's a Manhattan high-rise apartment. I'm sure there's a parking garage for it. Yeah.
Well, I guess this is where we part ways then.
At least for the time being.
Well, you take care of yourself.
You too, Bailey. Thank you.
No problem. And she will head off into the New York night because she does not think anybody would be stupid enough to mug her.
Charles watches as she goes off, waits until she gets there, at least around the corner, before he starts walking back up. Takes the elevator, walks into his room, into his apartment, and closes it. The thorns are still manifested in certain areas, creeping around, but he gets over to the mirror and he stares at himself in there, but he's not looking at Kararis. He's looking at Charles. And he's taking a very hard look at Charles. There's not any words. There's nothing said. But he stays there and he's staring at this for a long time. Trying to puzzle out exactly who, what he is. Kararis, keeper of the diamond word. Can't drive. Charles could. Charles did. How much of Charles actually is still in there? Was it really just flotsam and jetsam of memories? Was there something else? But he's there for a long time. And even at the end, when he finally moves away, the question is still unanswered. And I think with that, unless there's anything you want to say to end it, Carol, I think we'll end the scene.
I'm good.
All right. And with that, we'll end the scene. And thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, in the past, present, or future. Bye-bye.